Hi everybody, my name is Cheyenne Gloade. I'm originally from Listigouche, Quebec, and I just wanted to share what we're doing in Listigouche in terms of cannabis. My mother is the bylaw worker enforcer in Listigouche, so I know a little bit about it, although I've been here for 8 years. I don't smoke cannabis or use any of the products because I'm not familiar. I, however, support it because I stand by our treaty rights as a Mi'kmaq person, Mi'kmaq woman. So in Listigouche, the model we're going on is originally they wanted to regulate it. So I'm from Listigouche where anything goes basically, meaning that when I say that we have alcohol, we have what you guys consider contraband tobacco, which is not contraband tobacco, it's actually from Indigenous trade, nation to nation. So we have from real tobacco to contraband tobacco to gaming huts to everything, and this is all on an entrepreneurial base. So that means you have your rights at your disposal because you are a Mi'kmaq living in Listigouche, and if you have the means, you can put those types of things up. Just like in Canada, we don't condone, obviously, illegal drugs, things like that, things that harm the community. And I'm saying that because a lot of people like to use the terms, gangs, the more you have in your community, things like that. My community isn't like that. We don't have those things. The biggest thing that we have is drugs, pills, things like that, which is in everybody's community. So I wanna say that first and foremost. But with the cannabis, they tried to regulate it from the beginning, and how they were going to do that is they were given the Quebec provincial cannabis law. They tried to dissect it. It didn't align with our treaty rights, so they threw that out. From there, they went and they did a committee, and we're privy to all of that. Here, it's much different. I can't speak. I'm not from Millbrook, but I don't think it's as involved here. There's not a lot of transparency and accountability. In Listigouche there is. So what had happened was they tried to do that. They basically came down to wanting to charge each dispensary a fee. And that fee would go back into the community. So whether it was $2,000 or $10,000, each cannabis shop that opened would kind of pay that to the band with some limitations of, with respect to colors and flavors that are attracted to children, certain Indigenous names that are sacred to Mi'kmaq language, so on and so forth. And a lot of people were making food, so things like pizza rolls, dips with cannabis in it. So through that committee, they decided to say, with those regulations, those small things, we want you to thrive. And we're a very powerful community because of what had happened to us in 1981, which was a raid. The provincial government tried to stop us from fishing. So we know what that's like to band together. And living here for 8 years, I don't see that. I don't see a lot of you guys banding together to, push those treaty rights that's your inherent right. So I'm very proud to be from Listigouche. I tell my husband all the time I want to go back there. It is difficult for me to be living here. But with that being said about the cannabis, I think that Listigouche isn't 100% right. They cannot accept those dollars right now. The ban hasn't done anything with them because they know themselves that they're infringing on the rights from even charging like a tax or a fee. So our cannabis stores have been operating successfully from what I know and see when I go home. It's very successful. They employ a ton of Indigenous people in the community. There's so many jobs that even outside come in to work within our community, so that is a really great thing. And just a piece of knowledge my mother had shared with me before I give the mic up is she's a bylaw officer. She also has experience in, she's a previous police officer. She also worked as a ranger, so she knows a ton about the law. She's been in court several times. And right now, the Crown in our nearest court on the Quebec side will not touch anything with cannabis. They said that they cannot do anything, they cannot enforce anything, they will not charge our people, they will not touch it. So that's how powerful we are as a community, and I think that it's time you as Millbrook community members to start coming together and really enforcing that. And I just want to acknowledge Chris for always going above and beyond because I think this is so necessary. I'm very lucky to know what I know where I come from, but I also understand that not everybody has that knowledge. Thank you.